Yesterday, they took Andrew Tate to the hospital and the internet was ablaze. A lot of people were saying that the Matrix is out to get him, that he's going to get Epstein. And I would like to remind these people, this is Romania, this is not the United States. I do not think that in my entire life there has ever even been the accusation that someone died under police custody in mysterious circumstances. That just doesn't happen here. Now, if you're a Romanian and you know of such an event, please let me know. I would like to hear a name or any sort of case where someone who was under police custody just mysteriously happened to commit suicide. I don't think that does exist, to be honest. And if it were to happen, Romania would be incredibly outraged. Again, speak with other Romanians if you don't believe me. What actually happened here is something that is quite normal, and it happens a lot with people that are being detained for a long period of time. When you're being detained in Romania, the government actually does care about your health because they don't want you to die on their watch. Especially if you're a high-profile individual, if you're a VIP. So in this situation, you get free healthcare. Right? So many people that are suffering from certain illnesses that in their free time they never went to investigate. Like let's say you have a back pain and you've been having it for months, but you never actually wanted to go to the doctor. Well, now you're under arrest. There's nothing you can do. You might as well get to spend some time in a hospital. There's almost every single politician and every single high-profile person that I know that's going to take this opportunity because you get out of prison. Right, so you now go into a hospital, you get some free Medicare done to you. Almost everyone does it. There's also another thing, which I believe this is what Andrew Tate is actually going through. People who have chronic illnesses. So let's say you're suffering from diabetes, let's say you're suffering from something else. In order for the government to make sure that your medication is proper and you're being treated so that you do not die while under their watch and create a public scandal, they will have a doctor visit your cell. Now, if the illness that you're suffering can be diagnosed at the prison facility, at the jail facility, then they will do that. But if you're suffering from something more significant, then they will take it to an actual hospital. And this is what's happening with Andrew Tate. Now, I heard on the internet, a lot of people are saying that he has AIDS. Okay, like that wouldn't actually be the case. Like, he wouldn't have AIDS. He would be, I guess, HIV positive. But I haven't heard anything from the Romanian media to confirm this. I do not know where people started this rumor from. I believe there was a blue checkmark on Twitter that said, well, I heard it from my sources from the Romanian government that he has AIDS. But I couldn't verify this at all. Now, I'm not saying that he has or he hasn't. It's just like one guy being, trust me, bro, I heard it from a source, needs to be taken as such. Now, if that guy has a track record of having good sources from the Romanian government, okay, fine, but I don't know the guy. So I genuinely do not know whether or not Andrew Tate is suffering from AIDS. But what I do know is that the Romanian government is saying that he has suffered from a chronic illness, and they require to do further investigation on him. I did not hear anything from Tate's lawyer to suggest that he was taken against his will. I do not hear anything from Tate's lawyer to say that he is in danger. Again, the authorities in Romania haven't offed someone by taking them to the hospital, so I do not see why the need for concern. Like, this is just something that has happened with many people who have been detained, oftentimes at their own request. So we don't even know if Andrew Tate requested this himself. And by the way, you can actually refuse to go to a hospital. Like, you're not being taken by force. If they want you to go and you don't want to go, they can't do anything, but it's your health, right? So what it will happen is that they give you a form to sign that you do not give your consent to experience any medical treatment, and then they let you stay in the jail cell. And if something happens to you, if your condition deteriorates and you die, well, it's like, okay, well, he signed that he didn't want medical help. What we could have done? It's not our responsibility, right? So that's how it works. But most people, probably you as well, if you were in the same situation where you have to choose between staying in a jail cell or going to a hospital, overwhelmingly people would decide to go to the hospital. Now, what I do find annoying is the fact that people cannot separate the United States from Romania. I do not know why this is. Like, for example, as I mentioned in the previous video, everyone is like, oh, Why are the journalists now so interested in this case? Why didn't they talk about Epstein? Because they're Romanian journalists. Like, Romanian journalists do not go to the United States and talk about the prison scandals from the US. Most people in Romania probably haven't even heard who Epstein is. If I go on the street and I ask people about Epstein, they just don't know. They probably know about McAfee, though. Because, like, they probably installed his antivirus software. But, like, other than that, right, it's a different country. The things are being done differently. You know, I understand that it looks weird that in a high-profile case, you have, like, all these chat logs being leaked. You have the journalists releasing all this information every single day. But this is how things are done here. Whether you like it or not, it's not particularly catered to Andrew Tate's case. All the other cases that I know are being done like this. And yeah, most Romanians probably agree with you that this is not how things should be done. And take into account, I keep saying that the chat logs are being released more every day. And I initially said that maybe this is what the authorities are doing. But it's also possible that someone at the authorities just gave a journalist the entire dossier. And then the journalist decides to release chat logs every day in order to raise the clicks on his website. I don't know how it works, by the way. Again, it's illegal to do this. Like, if they would to find out which one of the investigators are leaking this information, which is supposed to stay secret until the trial, if they find out who is leaking it to the press, he will have charges pressed against him. He could even be sued by Andrew Tate. But it's very difficult to find out, right? Because the journalists will protect their sources. They would not give them away. And of course, the authorities, they want to do this. My speculation is, as I mentioned before, two reasons. Number one is to potentially influence public opinion and make it seem that the authorities are competent and they're doing stuff. But the second reason is probably to influence the judges, right? Because the judges are human beings as well. They read the news as well. They may be influenced by the opinions that they read, and take into account that in Romania, the judges are the jury. So the judge is the one that also passes the sentence and the guilt. Now, of course, the judge is supposed to separate himself from his public opinion, but he's a human being. And this is probably one of the reasons why all of these investigations, not just to Andrew Tate, but to Romanian politicians and others, are being leaked to the press in order to influence the public opinion as well as the judges. And as I mentioned before, depending on which court you go, you may have one judge, you may have 3, 5, 7, all the way up till 9. So that's why Romania doesn't have a jury system. There's advantages, there's disadvantages, but for the people wondering, it's like, why is the press all of a sudden interested? It's because it's the Romanian press and this is how things are done here. May agree, may disagree, but again, I'm just saying it's not particular to the Tate case. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will find you in the comment section, and if you want to support my channel, there's a pinned comment into the comment section where there's a link. It will take you to my subscribe star, and you can donate a little bit there in order to encourage me to do more of these things. I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.